Alright everyone, and welcome to the start of our career on F106 as Sebastian Vettel. And here's a quick recap then from the previous episode. Of course, Sebastian was meant to be the test driver for BMW Sauber in 2006, but the new Toro Rosso team came in and swooped in and took the young German for themselves. Of course, he was part of the the young driver program at Red Bull, so obviously they wanted him for this new team that they'd obviously just bought off Minardi. And yep, Toro Rosso going into this then in their first season, along with the new Midland team that had bought out Jordan, and the brand new Super Aguri team, which I think everyone was expecting to struggle quite a lot here. So yeah, those are probably going to be our main rivals then for this season, as time now fast forwards to the first race, and all the eyes were on Renault really for this first race to take the win. But we're going to skip straight into Q1 now, and here is Sebastian in his Toro Rosso, the STR01. We saw a quick glimpse of it in the preview episode, and yeah, this is actually the only car running the V10 engine. Well, of course they are actually banned now. This is the pretty much an upgrade of the 2005 Red Bull car, but of course the V10s were banned, so this is kind of a down-tuned one. I think it only runs on 8 cylinders or something, but I think it should still be a decent car. I think it was, a lot of people are expecting this to be the 9th fastest, but you can see Vettel goes comfortably faster than his teammate Liuzzi there, and he actually gets through. A lot of people weren't expecting the Toro Rossos to get through Q1. They're expecting all three of the new teams to be knocked out in that first stage, so Vettel already showing that he is one to watch out for here. As into Q2 then, he's obviously going to try and pull off a few more surprises here then. Massa's fast at the moment for Ferrari, and it doesn't look like Seb is anywhere near that time at the minute. And yeah, that's quite a way off his Q1 time in fact, so he'll be looking to set a better time than that then. And here he is on his next lap. Hopefully he can do a lot better here. He'll certainly be hoping he can anyway. It looks like he's on a much better time though, and across the line, and he goes 4th fastest for now. But will that be good enough? Well, that was his best time in that session unfortunately, so he couldn't get through to the top 10, but he is 11th, that's very good for him. And he has out-qualified his childhood hero, Michael Schumacher, so what an impressive debut this is already looking like for Sebastian Vettel then. We're now going to the race, and it was Vettel Career who took pole, a surprise second place for David Coulthard in the senior Red Bull team. The Reigning World Champion Alonso could only manage 6th, and the top Ferrari was only 7th, that was Massa. And looking further down then, and Vettel out-qualified clean in the Red Bull, so that was impressive from him. Sauber not really impressing, and E-Day there on his debut, qualifying 20th for the new Super Aguri team. So yeah, a few surprises up and down the grid, but we'll have to see how this first race of 2006 plays out then, as we're now sat on the grid, waiting for the lights to go out, and waiting for the lights to come on in fact, and they're coming on now then. And the 2006 season is underway, and it doesn't look like Vettel's got the best start here, but looks like in the second phase he's looking at Button and possibly even Webber now down into turn 1. He's on the outside, but will there be a way around? He's run it a little bit wide there. Looks like Button might come back at him, but on the inside for turn 2 he gets back past the Honda, and now he's looking back at the Williams now on the run up to turn 4. Can he get in the slipstream? It looks like he's a bit far back, and that V10 not really helping much there, but he almost runs into the back of Webber there. That could have been bad for him, but it looks like he's managed to get away with it for now. But heading through his first sector, and he's still right on the tail of Webber. He'll be looking to try and get past him if he can. And he's looking on the inside into turn 8, and it looks like he might have it just about. Webber was turning in on him there, but didn't stop Vettel from barging his way through, and he's up into P9. So a very impressive start here. He could be looking at a points position already here, but no way past Barrichello there. He was very cautious there because the Honda was going quite slowly as it all bunched up into turns 9 and 10 and down the straight and into turn 11. Is quite a difficult place to overtake, so Sebastian probably won't be trying any moves there, as it's still been a good start though. He qualified a length and he's up to 9th, so a very impressive start for, well, what was expected to be only the 9th fastest car. And it looks like though the straight line speed of the Toro Rosso isn't great, as the Toyota's pulling alongside into turn 1 and almost contact there, but it looks like Vettel's just hung on to the position ran the outside in turn 1, and of course he had the inside for turn 2, so it was easier for him to defend. On to the next lap though, and it looks like Ralf Schumacher is once again attacking here, and I think Button is as well, as they head into turn 1 now on the brakes, and Bit wide again from Vettel, and looks like Ralf Schumacher might be alongside him again, and he's in a much better position that time, but once again Vettel had the inside line for turn 2, so he was able to defend the position. And we're going to skip to later on in the lap now, I think, because we were actually quite close to Barrichello there, but then he started to pull away up the hill. But going around this long corner, and he's had an engine failure, and we almost had a massive accident there, as we didn't see him until quite late. And yeah, Vettel was lucky to get away with that one there, and it's a shame for Honda, because well, it's their first race as the Honda team after they bought out a BAR team, so a big disappointment for them in their first race back as a full works team. And it was bad news for Vettel's teammate as well, Liuzzi, as we're about to see that his race has ended early, also an engine failure, so that could be worrying for Seb, as that V10 Cosworth doesn't seem to have lasted long in the sister Toro Rosso. So we're going to skip now to lap 6, where Vettel obviously wanted him to get back into a points place, because he would have been there if he hadn't had to run wide for that Honda that was pulling off the track. And it looks like he's lining up the other one now of Jenson Button up to turn 4. Can he pull off a move on the brakes here? He looks like he's a bit far back to do it, so he'll probably just follow him around here. It looks like he has got a good exit off the corner. In fact, he might look at him into his turn 5 and turn 6, but it's going to be close here, and there's a little bit of contact, but it looks like Vettel has just managed to go around the outside of him through the left-hander of 7, and it's a nice move there up into P9. He'll be looking at his fellow countryman Ralf Schumacher now for that final points place, and skipping to the next lap, and Schumacher's in then already, so that could be good news for Vettel, as he's got a few laps now of running lighter. He could use that to get ahead of Ralf Schumacher in the pits then, and of course he's now in a points position, so that's good for him. And yeah, could be points on the cards for Vettel's first race, and more cars coming on the next lap. But this is a battle that people have been looking forward to, the battle of the two rookie Germans there, Nico Rosberg, who is a reigning GP2 champion here. Vettel coming in with Formula 3 experience, so not quite as impressive, but he's already shown he's got a lot of speed as he's lining up Nico now for P5 in the race. This could be an exciting battle now to the pit stops, and Rosberg defending the place well then through turn 4, but Vettel's still very much there, and he'll be looking to try and find a way past in this tight twisty section here. And looks like he might have a good run through 7, he could get into the hairpin of turn 8, but Rosberg slammed the door on him, and Vettel has spun it, and that was bad news for him. It looks like he might have a bit of tyre damage as well, but that is a bit embarrassing for him to spin out right in front of Michael Schumacher, the one he wanted to impress really, and into turn 10. Oh, and he's lost the back end big time there. It looks like he might have a slow puncture or something from that tyre damage, and I think a little bit of an experience showing there from Sebastian Vettel there. It was a bit of a ambitious move on Rosberg around the outside. There was a gap that was always likely to close, as he's having to go so slowly now so he doesn't lose a back end in any of these corners, and Webber was able to easily outbrake him into turn 11 there. So that's a big shame for him, and Vettel's just going to have to nurse the car back to the pits now then, and hope that he doesn't lose too much more time. But it looks like he already has, because of course he was ahead of Michael Schumacher and also Mark Webber before the incident, and they're just driving away from him now. So it looks like he is going to have lost a fair few positions here, as he's almost losing the back end again into the final corner. But he's going to be pitting now, and hopefully hopefully the damage won't be anything too serious, and it can be just fixed in the pits then. But he's obviously, after the second half of the race, he can do a bit of catching up, because he will have lost a fair bit of time there thanks to that incident. And into the pits he comes now then, hoping for a good stop from the Toro Rosso mechanics here. Most of these guys were at Minardi, of course. Oh, but it looks like there's a bit of a problem there. The lollipop guy was a bit early with the lifting the thing up. The fuel guy hadn't finished yet, and that's going to cost Vettel a little bit more time now. He's down to 15th then, so things have really started to go wrong in this race for him on his debut. But of course that's all part of the learning curve really. He's now lining up Montero, who's still yet to pit at the end of the lap, and it looks like it should be an easy pass for him unless Montero does actually come in now, and in fact he does do that. So we'll see how many positions that Vettel makes up when the rest of the people pit, and it looks like it's only going to be P12 then, unfortunately, but that's still pretty good, because a lot of people are expecting Toro Rosso to be around 17th, 18th in this race. So still to be up in P12 is pretty impressive for the young German here, but skipping a few more laps then where Vettel has closed it to the back of Mark Webber here then for P11, and of course he lost out to him when he had that slow puncture, but he's lining them up now. It's Cosworth engines in both these cars, and up the inside, and it looks like Vettel has just got the move done over Webber. Williams look like they're not as competitive this year. Of course they have been using BMW engines for the past few years, so maybe the Cosworth engines just won't work out for him. But we're skipping now to the penultimate lap of the race, and Vettel plays right back up to Button and Ralf Schumacher here. And it doesn't look like he'll be in the fight for points here, but he's going to go for a very ambitious move into turn 8, and it looks like he's passed Button then for P10. And that was a very brave move there from Vettel, but he's up into P10, looking at Ralf Schumacher already for 9th place, but it doesn't look like he can find a way through into turn 10. But he's going to look at him down the straight now towards turn 11, but as I've already mentioned before, this is a very difficult corner to pass into, so it doesn't look like he'll be able to pull off the move there. Plus the Toyota engine looked pretty good against the Cosworth there. Skipping a few corners later though, and Vettel had a pretty bad exit to that final corner, so that won't have helped him closing on Ralf Schumacher and also defend from Button either. And onto the final lap, and look at the speed from the Honda there, just driving clean past the Toro Rosso. Nothing Seb could have done there, and yeah, literally nothing he could have done on the brakes. He was just nowhere near again that position back, but he has got a good run out the first few corners though, and he could line up Button back into turn 4 here and on the brakes, but not quite. And in fact Button was looking at the Toyota in fact, so it would have been very difficult for him to pull off the move there. And he's going to have a look through turns 5 and 6 now, but it doesn't look like Button's going to let him back through there again. But he'll have to retry that move he did on turn 8, and it looks like he's going for it, and he's managed to pull it off again. So it looks like he's learnt from that mistake on lap 9 where he crashed into Rosberg, and that's a very nice move from him back up into P10. Couldn't quite get past Ralf Schumacher though, and he's only got a few corners left now, but P10 is looking like a very good result for Vettel in his first race. He's lining up Ralf Schumacher now, but just not close enough, and Vettel Career has dominated this race and he's already taken the win then, so very good start to the season for Renault, who won the first race in 2005 as well. So that's they're carrying on as they did last season, and it looks like they're going to be hard to beat once again this season, as only a few corners to go now, and it looks like it is going to be P10 then for Vettel, and on the brakes and into the final corner, and Button there is almost having a look, but Vettel managed to hang on the outside, so it's going to be P10. A very good result for Vettel on his debut, a top 10 finish. Not quite the points, but still a result that he can be very happy with. So here are the final results then from today's season opener, and it was a dominant performance from Giancarlo Fisichella. He took pole position and he won comfortably in the end. It was a strong double podium from McLaren then, with Raikkonen and Montoya in second and third. And Massa managed to salvage a 4th place for Ferrari, who looked down and out of it after qualifying. The reigning world champion could only manage 5th, quite a long way off his teammate, with Coulthard only 6th in the end, and Schumacher recovering to 7th. Rosberg got a point on his debut, and looking further down then, Webber could only manage 12th and was beaten comfortably by his rookie teammate. Sebastian Vettel we saw up there in 10th place, a very strong debut for him. Sauber didn't look that impressive this weekend, only 13th and 16th for them, with both Midlands and both Super Aguri's making it to the finish in their first race. It's disappointment for Barrichello and Lutzi, but here are the driver stand-ins for the first time this season then, and Giancarlo Fisichella of course leads the stand-ins after winning the first race, with the two McLarens in second and third. And looking further down, Sebastian Vettel there in 10th place, no points yet, but that strong 10th place could prove crucial later on in the season, so it's certainly a good result for the young German there. And the constructor race points, McLaren and Renault tied on points in a minute, but of course Renault with the race win will be leading the stand-ins. And looking further down then, Red Bull very strong 4th at this early stage, Toro Rosso up there in 7th ahead of the Honda team, which is very impressive, and Sauber, Midland and Super Aguri rounding out that 11 teams. So yeah, very strong start for the team that was Minardi last season of course, so it's a great start for them, and I'm sure the Toro Rosso team are going to be very happy with how Sebastian did this weekend. An excellent drive. Your performance at the Bahrain Grand Prix was outstanding. You are a very special talent who seems to be able to push our cars to the absolute limit. I suspect our competitors agreeing with envy that you drive for Scuderia Toro Rosso and not them. So yeah, they are very happy with that, but now we are turning our attention to the Malaysian Grand Prix. Will it be another win for the Renault team? We'll have to find out next time, but if you enjoyed this race, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to watch the rest of the series. So thanks for watching and goodbye.